Could it be possible that an event that claimed the lives of over 300 people and starting new war was orchestrated not by external enemies, but by the very state meant to protect its citizens? The Russian apartment bombings of September 1999, a string of devastating explosions that rocked the nation, remain shrouded in controversy and mystery to this day. In the span of less than 2 weeks, powerful explosives targeted civilian buildings in several Russian cities, leaving a trail of destruction, fear, and a death toll exceeding 300. Over 1,000 people were injured, their lives forever marked by this tragic event. The Russian government was quick to blame the Chechens for these acts of terror. Yet the Chechens denied any involvement. No Chechen was detained and convicted in court for the explosions of these houses. In the aftermath of the bombings, then Prime Minister Vladimir Putin boosted his popularity among the Russian populace, propelling him into the presidency shortly thereafter. But as the dust settled and investigations into the bombings commenced, doubts began to surface about the true perpetrators. In Russia itself and beyond its borders, people began to openly blame Putin and the Russian intelligence services for these terrorist attacks. Despite the Russian government's insistence on the guilt of the Chechens, no Chechen was ever apprehended for the bombings. Aslan Maskhadov, the then leader of the Chechen Republic Ichkeria, even extended an offer to Russia to jointly investigate the bombings, an offer that fell on deaf ears. In spite of the evidence and the growing suspicions, attempts to conduct independent investigations into the bombings were consistently obstructed by the Russian government. This led to an increasing number of historians and journalists suggesting that the bombings were a false flag operation conducted by Putin and the Federal Security Service to start the war in Chechen Republic of Ichkeria. So, who was truly behind the bombings? Evidence began to emerge indicating the involvement of Russian intelligence services. In the autumn of that same year, in the city of Ryazan, locals and the police discovered explosive materials in the basement of a residential building. The Federal Security Service quickly intervened, claiming that the explosive materials were merely bags of sugar used in a training exercise. However, a swift operational analysis conducted in Ryazan after the discovery of the bags revealed that they did, indeed, contain an explosive mixture with a combat detonator. In conclusion, the Russian apartment bombings were a series of devastating attacks that led to the Second Russian-Chechen War. That horrible action boosted the popularity of Prime Minister Putin, eventually leading to his presidency. Despite the Russian government's claims that Chechens were responsible, no single Chechen was ever apprehended. These events have led to suspicions that the bombings were a false flag operation by Russian state security, the true perpetrators sitting today in Kremlin. We can give some other and new example when Russian special services killed hundreds in Crocus City Hall in Moscow on the 22nd of March 2024, just to blame Ukrainians and Tajiks for this horrible action. Welcome to Putin's Russia.